Well, let me take these glasses off, get that reflection out of the picture. I was contemplating making a video today, excuse me, and I have decided to make this one. And Jesus of Nazareth died years ago, and God raised him from the dead. He had a last, what I will call 40 days, on the earth, at which time he, made, I'm sure he made the best of his hours. And he gave them a message, which means he gave them instructions and what to expect. And they went where he told them to go, and they waited, and it happened. Now things really started getting going on the day that the promise was fulfilled. And things have been going ever since that day. I am thinking and speaking at the same time, or I may be speaking without thinking. But anyway, what I want to talk about is Moses came to Pharaoh with a message. And his message was, God had sent Moses with the message, let my people go. And Pharaoh wasn't really excited about, letting God's people go, because they had just done so much for him over the years. But God had a better plan for them. And besides that, their 400 years, had come to an end. And God was going to move them to where he wanted them to be. The only thing that was the problem was there was a wilderness that they had to go through before they got to where they needed to go. And the people wound up rebelling against Moses. And because Moses wasn't gone for 400 years. He wasn't gone but about 40 days. And boy, some things went to happen. Now, I was in Grand Lake, Colorado, not too many, weeks ago. And it was a nice place. And I stayed at what is, let's see, on the front of it, it said Spirit Lodge. Well, Jesus told those people to wait for the promise of the Father, and the promise of the Father was the Spirit, and with the Spirit came power. And that after that day, that those people, after they had received something from heaven, the promise, that then they would become, let's just say spokesmen. They would begin to speak, and things would happen. Well, in 2014, things are still happening. And God has chosen some spokesmen. Yep. And they speak, and the people make fun of them. At least most people do. But anyway, I didn't tell. I'm looking here at this thing, and I want to cut it off, before 10 minutes. Jesus didn't tell his disciples to go to Jerusalem and study Scripture. Jesus didn't tell them anytime to go anywhere and study Scripture. Jesus did not tell them, the more Scripture you know, the more ability you will have to do something. That wasn't it. And today, the devil has really done a deceiving job where when he got people to believe that the authority of God comes from a book or from Scripture. The authority of God does not come from a book or Scripture. I just wanted to let you all know that today. When John came, baptizing and preaching out of the wilderness, he didn't come within the authority of the Scripture. When Jesus came out and started preaching, about the gospel of the kingdom, he didn't come out, with the authority of the Scriptures. So if you're looking to accomplish, the things that need to be accomplished and will be accomplished, in these last days, by the authority of the Scriptures, you're looking in the wrong place. The authority is not coming from the Scripture. It never has and never will. There's only one sitting on the throne in heaven. And you might find out that it's by his authority that things are done. And he does things by the Spirit. And if you have learned to worship in spirit and truth, then you have, done a wise thing. If you have not, then I, suggest that you please, do it. Because if you don't worship your Father in spirit and truth, as you should, you coming up a little bit short. Now, some of these things I have said you can find in the history book. And I hope you, find some more things in the history book. But I'm not walking around here today or tomorrow in the authority of the Scriptures. It ain't happening, friends. It just ain't happening. And if you're trying to, do everything, according to the authority of the Scriptures, then you probably not enjoying this video at all, or liking to see me, look the way I look. But anyway, it's 9 minutes and 25 seconds. And then I'm going to get this thing done. And it's going to be a wrap in less than 10. Yep, that's what it's going to be. Because I'm shutting her down now. I sure wish I could go back to Grand Lake, Colorado. It's going to get cold up there pretty soon. I'm just sure it is. Yep. See y'all later. Have a good day.